Hello. So, as of right now, it is 11:36 p.m. East Coast time, August 16th, 2024. And that means I turned 24 today. We're going to do another, this will be State of the Channel 2024. Almost doubled in subscribers, almost doubled the amount of videos I have, but still not as consistent as I would like it to be because of some positive and negative things that have happened that were unexpected this year. But I did have periods of consistency that I would like to be able to replicate. I just think I had some things throw me off, and then when I get thrown off of a habit, it's kind of like, you go to the gym for a few months and then something happens and you can't go to the gym as much and then you kind of fall out of that habit. That's kind of what happened to me with making stuff, is that I just kind of got out of the habit of it, and I was treating it more like a hobby, where it's like, okay, so everything important takes priority, and then games, and then this is like my creative thing if there's not any games I want to play. And I'm going to try to make it more of or treat it like it's like a part-time job, not in the amount of time I spend on it, but in the consistency of time that I put into it, where it's like, oh, you might be having a bad day, but you still, most of the time, you're going to work. And it might not be as great of a day at work that day, but you're still showing up, you're still getting stuff done. So that's what I'm going to try to do and treat this more as, and replicate on here, where it's like, oh, I don't really feel like doing this today. Well, what can you do? Do something. I had a great teacher in school who said, okay, do you want to, for anything you want to do, like, do you want to do this thing? Okay, cool. Are you working on it every day? If not, you don't really want to do it. So I'm gonna try to do, even on the bad days, just that little bit of something contributing to it, and hopefully that turns out to something more next year. It's already turned out better this year, and we've had those periods of consistency, but I just kind of want to get more of that down. I think the quality has been good. The Plants vs. Zombies video, and I think like the Starfield video, among others, were two of the better performing ones, and I like to use those. Like the Subnautica one from the year before is like models going forward of like, oh yeah, Plants vs. Zombies 1 had some good research, breaking down points really well, and then the Starfield one was like singularly focused on a mechanic in a game. Plants vs. Zombies was too, but a lot of that was adapted from George Fan's GDC talk. So that wasn't all my original thoughts, it was more of my original formation of the thoughts, or like organization of his thoughts, and then the Starfield one was more my independent thought. So kind of a mixture of those, mixture of research-based videos and more my opinion, but trying to focus them on like individual aspects of games rather than like collections of stuff like you'd see other channels like this do, or like GMTK do, or like hours-long things that all those critics do. Try to stay away from those. Try to hone in on things and get very specific and target specific things, so we can broach a bunch of different topics and not worry about, oh my god, we have to like spend 3 hours on this section of whatever game. Like, that's just too long to talk about that stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna try to be more consistent with those kinds of things, and I think the quality has been there. Now I just think we need the quantity, which usually I feel like people value the quality a lot more than quantity, but the quantity, at least at this stage, is very, if not more important than the quality. So I'm just gonna try to crank them out, because as you crank them out, the quality gets better too, because you just learn more stuff. So that's kind of my plan. Just trying to get, I have goals for what I'd like to be able to do in the given next year, but keep those, you know, just in my head for now, and try to get out some good stuff month by month. Maybe not week by week, but try to take it on a month by month basis, and scheduling things out and being like, okay, we're gonna organize this and do this for this month, and I think that'll work out well, more than, you know, oh, like how I was working before, where it's like, oh, you have a spur of the moment idea, okay, let's do a thing on this, and then it'll be like a few weeks, and it's like, oh, I have spur of the moment, let's do a thing on this. It's like, okay, it's not a hobby, it's a part-time thing. Plan it out, then do the stuff, and just get it done. So that sounds very uncreative, but that's how I want to approach it, is just more formal and just getting stuff done. So yeah, I think we've had some success in the past year, but stretch that across the whole year and just do more of it is really going to be my goal. Even on bad days, just put something on the paper. So yeah, but good birthday this year. Got to see Deadpool and Wolverine. Have a good lunch and dinner. Got to see a magic comedy show. That was pretty cool. But yeah, overall, definitely, personally, a lot of dramatic ups and downs for this year. But for this stuff, I think it went pretty well for the periods where I was working on it pretty consistently. So we're going to try to stretch that out over a year now and do even more quantity within those periods. So I think I'm going to try to do that. Hopefully it turns out that way. See ya.